The Battle of Tannehill Furnace was fought on March 31st, 1863, during the American Civil War. It was part of Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest's counteroffensives against Union forces in northern Mississippi and Tennessee. The battle took place at the Tannehill Ironworks near present-day McCalla, Alabama. Although the Confederate forces were outnumbered, they were able to successfully repulse the Union attack, causing heavy casualties and capturing several hundred prisoners. The Battle of Tannehill Furnace was part of General Forrest's efforts to disrupt Union lines of communication and supply in the region. He hoped to take advantage of the lack of Union forces in the area and to halt the Union's advance towards the Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia. The battle was considered a Confederate victory, although it did not significantly impact the overall outcome of the war. Wilson's Raid was a cavalry operation conducted by Union General James H. Wilson in the spring of 1865 during the Civil War. The raid was aimed at disrupting Confederate supply lines and destroying critical industrial infrastructure in the southern states. Wilson's force of around 13,000 men rode through Alabama and Georgia, capturing several important cities and freeing thousands of Union prisoners of war. Wilson's raid, on the other hand, was a much larger operation and had more direct impact on the outcome of the Civil War. The raid played a significant role in hastening the end of the war, as it weakened the Confederate military and economy, and it demonstrated the Union's military superiority in the region. Some of the cities targeted during the raid include Salem, Alabama. Salem was an important center for Confederate munitions and supply production, and its capture was a key objective of the raid. Union forces successfully captured the city on April 2, 1865, and burned much of its industrial infrastructure, including several barns and factories. Montevalli, Alabama. Montevalli was a small town that was home to a Confederate arsenal and foundry. Union forces burned the arsenal and captured several hundred Confederate soldiers. Talladega, Alabama. Talladega was another small town that was targeted by Union forces during the raid. The town was captured and several key buildings were burned. Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery was the capital of Alabama and an important center for Confederate operations. Union forces were unable to capture the city, but they did cause significant damage to its railroads and other infrastructure. West Point, Georgia. West Point was a key transportation hub in Georgia, and its capture was critical to disrupting Confederate supply lines. Union forces successfully captured the city on April 16, 1865. Columbus, Georgia. Columbus was an important industrial center and transportation hub, and its capture would have disrupted Confederate supply lines and damaged their ability to continue the war effort. Union forces were unable to capture the city, but they did burn several key bridges and other infrastructure in the area. Opelika, Alabama. Opelika was a small town that was home to a Confederate supply depot. Union forces successfully captured the town and burned the depot. Tuskegee, Alabama. Tuskegee was a small town that was targeted by Union forces due to its strategic importance as a transportation hub. The town was captured and its railroads and other infrastructures were damaged. Auburn, Alabama. Auburn was a small college town that was home to a Confederate hospital and a small military academy. Union forces burned the hospital and captured the academy. In conclusion, while both the Battle of Tannehill Furnace and Wilson's Raid were important events during the American Civil War, Wilson's raid had a much greater impact on the outcome of the war, and is considered a key turning point in the conflict.